Hello, and this is part, I believe, 5 of creating a 2D platformer. In the last video, we created a real simple movement using horizontal input from the project settings within Unity, and we've got a really kind of nice. Not very quick at the moment because we haven't added a speed variable, but we are moving and our colliders are working. So this week, as I said, we're going to look at jump and implement 2 ways of really implementing a jump. I think I'll do, depending how long this video takes, I don't want to take any more than kind of 20 minutes. I may make another part to this video and just release it straight away. So it should be easy to kind of follow this part. And then we'll do the optimized video if we get there. If it stretches on too long, I'll stop this and make another video and upload that as well. So we've got understanding what we're doing with our jump in 2D as well as an optimized version. I think it's good to have 2 different versions. Okay, so in this one, what we're going to do is, good, we're not in play, we're going to double click and we're back into our script where we were last time. And essentially what we need to do is think about what we're going to do. How are we going to put this jump together? What variables do we need first? So the first one, which is probably the most important, is a private float. And this is going to be called jump height, which is equal to 5f. Lovely. And we can also serialize that field. If you don't remember what serializing your field was, that is, come on, why is it not happening? There we go. Where if we keep something at private, it means other scripts can't interact with it. But we can interact with it within our inspector within Unity. So we're going to put the serialized field for that. And for grounded, and this is just for us to check if we're grounded or not, we're going to do a serialized field again. And this time we're going to do a private bool. So it's going to be a true or false statement of, are we grounded, are we not? Are we touching that collider or not? Underscore grounded. And at the moment, we always start that off as false, because then we can dictate what is true within the script. So with that, we need to go to our update, have a look at this, and this is where our movement is at the moment. And what we're going to add is the classic if statement with input dot get button down, and we are going to call up the jump function within Unity, and we're also going to say and so this is definitely talking about that we're grounded, underscore grounded is equal, so doubly true, make a space there, okay, brackets, let's change that there, cool. So this is stating when we are on the ground. Okay, so what this is going to be, we are going to say our rigid body dot velocity, because we know from the previous video that that creates our motion with our rigid body, is equal to a new vector 2, so a new position for our vector 2 on our x and our y axis. And we're going to say rigid body dot velocity, oh, render buffer, no, none of that please. It's underscore, that's why. Dot velocity dot x, because that's the position of x. We could put horizontal input, but I think that will give us some issues, so we're not going to put that. Then we're going to say our jump height is going to be is going to implement our height. I mean, we don't need to worry about the z-axis because we're only talking about 2 vectors, vector 2, x and y. We then can say underscore grounded equals false. So if we are grounded is true, that will enable us to jump. Grounded will then become false. Fantastic. Right, let's save our game and see what happens once we implement this. And see if we've got any issues. Compiling, there we go. I'm not going to ignore that. Press play. And we haven't got any kind of jump yet. That's fine, doesn't matter. We can fix this. So if we come out of this, let's have a look at our script. Okay, so the issue is that Unity doesn't understand, or the script doesn't understand the distance from jumping. It needs something to tell it, or something to put us back down almost as well. So what we're going to do is make sure that we have some kind of signal sending back to drag us back down. And what we're going to do is use a Raycast hit 2D. So we can do this. Should we do this under here? Yeah, let's try to do this under here, see what happens. Yeah, so do it exactly under. So what a Raycast does is it will send a signal until it hits a collider. So if you imagine like this straight line pointing down, left, right, up, it's sending a signal until it hits a collider, and then it will send a message back, or we can then dictate what happens when we hit any kind of collider, and it can send back what collider we've hit and the name of that collider. So what we're going to say is Raycast hit brings player back down. Cool. So let's have a look at our Raycast. So we can say Raycast hit 2D. There it is. It writes itself. We're going to call this hit info. You'll see this everywhere. If you Google or scripting API Raycast hit 2D, you'll find that it actually, everyone names this class as hit info. So I'm just going to call this hit info equals physics2d.raycast, and then we state our transform.position. So that's whatever position we are in. And what else do we need there? We need to say vector 2.down, because that's the way that's the direction our signal is going to go in, so our Raycast signal, and the length of that signal is going to be 1f for now, and we can change that as we go. Okay, so we need to make sure that our hit info is working and is going to hit a collider, and also the hit info knows what our ground is. So what we're going to say is if our hit info, there it is, dot collider is equal to null, we can say underscore grounded equals true. Cool, lovely. Let's save that and have a look. It's compiling, there we go. And let's see if we've got some kind of jump function yet. Wicked. Okay, so we've got a jump function, but as you can see, oh no, our Roman person is flying through the air if we button bash the space bar. And that's because essentially the Raycast is, as I said, what the Raycast basic function is to find and hit a collider. And if it's hitting the collider, it will continue to jump because we've said that is our ground. The problem is the player is also a collider, isn't it? So to double check this to make sure what I'm saying is the right thing, we can look at something called a debug.drawRay. And what that will do is physically show our Raycast. And we do that through our script. So what we're going to do is under our Raycast hit. Actually, can we? Let's do it under here. Yeah, let's do it under here and say debug.drawRay transform dot position. So whatever position we're in, vector 2 dots down again, and we're now going to dictate the color of our Raycast, and because I want it to look like a collider, I'm just going to say dot green. You can change it to any color, but there we go. And what we can say in our if statement here, we can send a message of debug.log saying hit, and then it will tell us what we've hit. And so we need our hit info for that to say hit info dot collider dot name. Okay, so what this will do is we're saying, okay, our Raycast is going to send that signal from whatever position we're in, send that signal down at the length of 1f. It will then draw our physical ray from the position we're in, draw the ray downwards in the color green. The information, so this debug.log will appear in our console saying hit and tell us what we're hitting. So we need to confirm that it's hitting our player collider and the ground collider. Okay, if it just keeps saying the player as soon as we're jumping, we then know the player collider has become an issue, and that's why we've got the infinite jump. Okay, so let's save this and check this out. So we should have a message as soon as we press play, because it's in update, so it's running 60 frames per second. There we go, it's already saying hit player. So if we click on this, it's probably, there we go, we're going into the hundreds with that. So if we click on here, yeah, and we've still got that issue. So we now know that the player collider is an absolute issue. But if you want to create Flappy Birds, by all means, go and add a speed variable to this game. You've done very well to create Flappy Bird. Cool, awesome. Let's have a look at sorting out this script, because obviously I don't want to create Flappy Bird. That's so 2000 and ages ago. Okay, let's have a look at this. So what do we need to do to fix this? We need to create a... We've done hit info, we know what it's saying. Okay, I just remembered what we need to do. So what we need to do is create a layer mask, or you may have heard of it before called a bit shift. And what a layer mask allows us to do, and we'll script it in, is allow our Raycast to only see our ground, because that's all we're worried about when we're on the ground, to allow us to jump. So if we make it, if we layer mask it so it can only see it, so the Raycast can only see the ground, when we jump, we should come back down and not have this infinite hit, because it won't be able to see any other colliders apart from the ground. So with that, we need to go to our ground tile map here. I'll just stretch this out so we can see what's happening. And at the moment, you can see, because I've been playing around with it earlier, you can see that my layer is called ground. What you need to do is go to layer, exactly what I've just clicked on, layer. So we can go layer, add layer. And in here, you need to take this out and type in ground, press enter, and then back onto ground tile map and change your layer to ground, just like that. The first 7 layers are taken up with all different things that are in the background of Unity. So we can't change them. Well, you might be able to change them with some kind of background code or something like that. But for now, using layer 8 is absolutely fine. So now we're going to use something. We're going to use the bit shift process within our script to pretty much say, oi, Raycast, only look at layer 8, which is the ground, and no other layers. And then this should fix our jump issue, of our infinite jump at least. And we can go on from there and see what other issues it's created. So if we click on to Visual Studio, we have, where should we put this? This is good, we've done that. Maybe we can, where can we put that? Where should we put, okay, so we need to put our bit shift here. So what we need to do is have a look at Raycast. Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do is after the 1F, if you've never seen a bit shift before, this is how we do it. So we're saying the 1 represents just layers in general, and we're saying don't look at, we'll hold shift, don't look at any other layer apart from 8. And I know that's really confusing, but that's how it works. And what we're going to do is save that, and that may help our problem. Let's see. So once we've got that, Command S. So if we press play, lovely, we've hit the ground, fantastic. Let's click on our player. As you can see, it says we're not grounded. Can we jump? Oh, hang on, there we go. No, we can't jump. Interesting. Okay. So are we ever grounded? No. Interesting. Okay. We'll fix that, don't worry. Okay, so what we need to do is let's create a jump reset and see if that works. Okay, so we added that. Let's add this new variable. Okay, so what I'm thinking now, and what might happen, and what should happen really, when I press play, that doesn't work, so it's not picking up any colliders. That's not good. Definitely, that's grounded. That's fine, that's ground. Definitely layer 8. Yep. Cool. Okay. Well, what we're going to do is let's have a look at trying to fix and reset this jump, because I think it's not even allowing us to jump in the first place, because everything, or the whole script is moving too quickly and it's just freezing us out of our collider. And actually, we didn't see that draw line either. What is happening with my player? So the player is there, sprite is there. This is interesting because we should have, why zero him out? There's my collider, but I don't have my draw line. That's interesting. Cool. I've just noticed I've got 2 scripts in here. What is going on? Right, let's remove this component. Let's go press play. He's probably going to fall now. Okay. Right, we had 2 scripts in there. Don't know why. I'm going to quickly move him to there. He's never grounded. Interesting. So if I click grounded, jumps, can't jump again. Okay, so we can jump once if we tick grounded. Okay, let's see if we can do a jump reset and see if we can fix that. Odd, and I don't know where my line is either, but it did detect, didn't it? It did show that it was hitting the player. So that green line was somewhere, but I don't know where. If we zoom out, can we see it? No. Interesting. Oh well. This is why we have these issues, and this is why we do it, to fix these issues. Okay, so let us have a look. Let's create a brand new private ball, and we will call this underscore jump reset, allowing us to jump or reset our whole entire system that we have here, because we know that we can jump, but we just need to find that grounded. So if we jump reset equals false, good. So in our jump, we need to say underscore jump reset equals true. And where else does it need to go? We can then say in our debug.log, we can say if underscore jump reset equals false, underscore grounded is true. Okay, that could work. Okay, let's test this out. See if resetting it will fix the problem. Press play. Cool, no, it's still not grounded. Still not saying we're grounded, but if we check this. Interesting. Okay, that's kind of working, but it's not finding. Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to ignore that. Ground timer is definitely on ground. That is definitely, yeah, it's definitely touching that. That is interesting. Okay. Anyway, let's go. So if we refresh this, we should be able to fix this issue of our jump and being grounded. Hopefully it will refresh it. Cool. Just making sure I haven't got any other weird scripts knocking around here anyway. Okay. So let us. So to refresh something, we need to do a coroutine. So while we go through our jump, we need to then refresh the whole jump system. And what we're going to do is use a coroutine to do that. So we're going to come out of here. We're going to dunk. We're going to do by enumerator, and we can just call this jump reset routine brackets curly brackets, and then we can say yield return new wait for seconds, and we can just say 0.1 f. So barely anything, and then we can just say, our jump reset then becomes false, because we've done the process. Lovely, and then it will repeat that process again. Awesome, so then let's add this coroutine. Quickly save that. And add this coroutine into. So we want to put our coroutine here. So if we go start coroutine, and if we do an open bracket and then type in jump set routine, we then need to do open bracket, close bracket. There we go, close bracket, and we just put semicolon there. Okay, so if we save that. Let's just make sure we're on the ground. That's good. Let's press the player. Let's have a look at the player. Cool. Let's quickly press play. And it drops. Where's that player script? Okay, so we're currently not grounded. So that means we won't be able to jump. That's correct. So let's go back to our script. And right, okay, there we go. So if we look at our Raycast hit 2D, we've asked our signal to send down, but it's only at 1F. If we change this to 2F, so double the size of it, then the signal might be long enough from our player to the ground, and then it can detect what it's hitting. So then we're going to click save. So double that signal length, let Unity compile, press play, and then hopefully we should have grounded checked. There we go, and then that should jump, and we can't infinitely jump. There we go, we're not floating above like Flappy Bird anymore. Lovely, cool. Well, this video has already gone way longer than I imagined it. So what I'll do is do another video of how we optimize that and break that down in the next video, and we'll then move on to speed and animations and stuff like that. Cool. See you later.